Marcia, you're on the Larry Elder Show. Thank you so much for calling.
Hello, Larry. Oh, my
How are you?
goodness. Thank goodness you're there, Larry. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm talking to you, Larry, the wonderful and awesome Larry Elder. Can you please tell the public where the interest on this big debt goes? Why can't we make a deal with those people, like people who have credit cards and it's all this debt that they owe? Can't we make a deal or maybe file Chapter 13? What do you think, Larry?
Can America file Chapter 13? Well, Marcia, thank you very much for the call. Look, here's the story. When you look at our budget, nearly half of it are transfers from one pocket to another pocket, including Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, Obamacare. Then another big chunk is defense. Another big chunk is interest on the debt. And then you have a little sliver of the budget, that's so-called discretionary spending, which isn't very much. That's why I say even if Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are successful in cutting, and it's still yet to be seen whether or not they will be, you still have a fundamental structural problem of the so-called entitlements that, as I mentioned, even Barack Obama said were, quote, unsustainable. And that's why when people talk about a balanced budget, you can balance a budget. If the budget is too big, you can just tax people to pay for the bloated budget that you have. The question is, government should be right-sized, and government is way, way, way too big. The Founding Fathers never intended for us to have these so-called programs, which is why we never had an income tax. The Constitution had to be amended for the income tax. The Founding Fathers never intended for there to be an income tax because he never wanted government to be paying for so many things it pays for right now. So this is the fundamental question we need to be asking ourselves, and I'm not hearing that being really asked. And again, there's a reason for that. The number one agenda of most politicians is to get elected. The number two agenda is to get reelected. You don't get elected, let alone reelected, by saying you're going to take away things from people. Now, regarding the budget deal, I mentioned Elon Musk goes on Twitter and does a little video where he puts the bill on fire. All of a sudden, people started talking to their congresspersons about the 1,547-page spending bill, which, of course, everybody read, except for those of us waiting for the movie. And it also includes some raises for Congress members. And speaking of that, one of the reporters on CNN asked Dick Durbin if he thought Congress deserved a raise. And check out Dick Durbin's response, number 20.
Members are giving themselves a pay raise. Do you guys deserve a pay raise?
Well, that's news to me. It's good news. You know, what has it been, 10 years or 14 years and no COLA, no change at all? I think it's about time something's done.
You support giving yourselves a pay raise?
How would I not know about a pay raise?
But I mean, people look at the performance of Congress and say, why should we give them more money?
What about the media? Think about that for a second.
And we're not paid by public money.
I know you're not, but I mean, half of your listeners are not there anymore. You're still getting the same paycheck? What's going on?
Well, I mean, you're taxpayer money. I mean, you guys deserve a raise.
Mic drop. And you've lost half your listeners and you're getting the same paycheck. What's going on with that? And he said, well, it's not public money. But if you want people to be paid for based on performance, how come you guys haven't had your money cut? And the media now has lower standing and respect than even Congress. So Chuck Schumer made an interesting point, and of course the reporter Manu Raju made an interesting point, which is it's not government money. No, it's just shareholder money. So you no longer have nearly the listenership that you used to have. Meanwhile, over on MSNBC Hee Haw, reportedly a lot of these talk show hosts, presenters, are facing salary decreases, salary cuts. Now, getting back to Trump, the finance minister from Canada has resigned. Apparently, she and the prime minister had disagreements on how to respond to the proposed 25% tariffs on Canadian goods that Donald Trump promised to impose if Canada didn't drop its restrictions on goods coming in from our country. And so she resigned. And Trump went to Truth Social and said essentially good riddance to bad rubbish, and said that she was toxic, his word, when it came to negotiating before. She was the chief negotiator during the first Trump administration. And, and Trump goes to Truth Social and he just trolls Canada. He said, quote, "No one can answer why we subsidize Canada to the tune of over $100 million a year. It makes no sense. Many Canadians want Canada to become the 51st state. They would save massively on taxes and on military protection. I think it's a great idea. 51st state," Trump wrote. And he referred to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau as the governor of the great state of Canada. Quote, "It was a pleasure to have dinner the other night with Governor Justin Trudeau of the great state of Canada. I look forward to seeing the governor again so we may continue our in-depth talks on tariffs and trades, the results of which will be spectacular for all!" Exclamation point. Now this, apparently Trudeau and the former Prime Minister had a disagreement on to how to respond to the tariffs. I don't know the basis for that disagreement. I don't know whether or not she was willing to lower tariffs on goods from America coming in, or whether or not she didn't want to, and Trudeau wanted to. I'm not quite sure what happened, but whatever happened, she left, and some now even think that the continued governance of Justin Trudeau is in question. So another effect of Donald Trump. So Donald Trump has now caused that massive continuing resolution bill to be killed. Donald Trump has caused ABC News to settle a defamation lawsuit, and Donald Trump has caused the finance minister of Canada to resign. Can you say Trump effect? Thanks for watching these clips from The Larry Elder Show. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a moment. More thought-provoking discussions are just a click away, so stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.